Sometimes yesterday can seem a million years away, and I'll forget exactly what to say when asked about my past. Time is my enemy.
Hello, I wanted to do a video and talk about, this is sort of like the elephant in the room, and it's about placement of your loved one in an Alzheimer's facility or nursing home. When I was diagnosed about almost 2 years ago now, within the first 2 weeks we ran to the attorney and made a living will and power of attorney and all that stuff. It's very important to do that. But anyway, Phyllis June knows very well my wishes are to be placed in a nursing home when the time comes because well, I know, like I said, I'm about 170 pounds and she's like 112 on a good day. And there's going to come a time, she's not going to be able to take care of me properly, wrestle me around or whatever, And I don't want her to get hurt or whatever, and I want to be taken care of. So she knows very well that I want to be placed. So that takes a little bit of burden off her. Still going to be hard, still going to be tough, but she knows that that's what I want to happen. Now, that being said, I think it's very important to talk about your loved ones about this. It really is. People don't do it enough. And you got to plan ahead with this disease because it's going to happen. It's going to progress. And if you're one of the lucky ones like Gary LeBlanc and some other ones that can indeed take care of your loved one at home until the end, that's great. That's wonderful. To be able to care for them at home, but most cases are that the patient sooner or later will probably have to be placed because of the 24/7 care and the caregiver family member gets run down and just can't do it. So anyway, when you look at nursing homes or Alzheimer units or whatever, a lot of things people don't realize, I think, is that they've changed over the years. Being in EMS for some 24 or 25 years, they're nothing like they were back in the 80s or whatever. You don't walk into a nursing facility anymore and get that stench of urine and what have you, the old people smell or whatever. These places are well maintained. Everyone around this area is modernized, and I assume that's probably about everywhere around the country or even around the world because they came in, they remodeled and they built new ones and whatever, and they all have, they got plush carpet in them and really nice beds and chairs and rockers and flat screen TVs and places to sit outside for your family to gather outside if you want, and little gardens, what have you, and great big great rooms where people can congregate and play games or just watch TV and things like that. So it'd be a very good idea to just take some time and look at some of these places in your area. Because they're not like what people envision a lot. They're professionally run, and everybody that works at these places, especially like the Alzheimer units, that's what they're trained in. They're trained in dementia. So it's a good thing. Now, every now and then, it's just like everything else, every other profession, you'll get a bad apple, and you got to be aware of that. It's your job as a family member to ask questions and check on your loved one. I tell people all the time. I used to be an investigator for the state of Ohio for nursing facilities and things like that. And you want to check, for underneath their arms for like finger marks where maybe an aide or something grabbed them a little bit too hard and left some bruising, or lift their shirt up and look at their back and things like that. And if you go to embrace your loved one, give them a kiss when you get there, or hug or whatever, and they pull back, it's kind of a sign, whether they're jerking back. It could be nothing, but then again, it could be that something's going on there. Ask questions. Nothing wrong with that. Ask the nurses and aides on first shift. Is Is mom eating? You know, is she eating regularly? Is she doing okay? Is she swallowing her food okay? And then when the shift change comes, ask the same question to a different nurse or aide. See if you get the same answer. Things like that. You know, it's very important because. And if you are having trouble, and if something comes up in a facility, which I don't think will happen very often, but if it does, if a facility doesn't want to change what's ever going on, where you think your loved one's being neglected in any way, they have these people called ombudsmans. And I'll tell you, just Google it, ombudsmans. And they're all over the place. These are a group of volunteers, and they're people that have your interest in mind and the patient's interest in mind, not the nursing home. Like I said, when I was an investigator, that's what I got a lot of written formal complaints from these ombudsman people, and they say, hey, you know, this nursing home so-and-so is being, I mean, you know, sexually abused. I had several of them. Or they're not being given their medications properly, or, you know, I don't know, they're not being bathed daily or something, you know. I mean, it goes on and on. It happens, you know. And my job back then was to correct this. It wasn't that I go in there and try to get somebody fired. That wasn't the case. We just wanted to correct a wrong. Now, of course, if there was sexual abuse or drug overdosing or stealing of prescription drugs or theft or anything like that, then that was dealt with swiftly and somebody lost their job, was charged and all that stuff. But if it's just a case of little minor things that you want done that needs to be done because your particular loved one needs this or likes this or whatever, say your mom don't want to be bathed till before she goes to bed. She don't want to be bathed first thing in the morning, and what she does, she don't like that. Well, that needs to happen, and if they don't make that happen, you need to complain. And if they don't fix that, take it. There's always somebody to complain to. These ombudsmen do an excellent job, so it's a good thing to keep in mind. And once again, don't think I'm running down nursing homes or Alzheimer facilities, because these people do an excellent job, excellent. But just like everything else, there's all, you know, every once in a while, there's somebody's having a bad day, or you know, and you just got to be, you got to be on your game when it comes to this as a family member, loved one, and it's your responsibility. You know, when you place someone in a nursing home, they're, you know, they probably don't know what's going on, or they won't remember, and things like that. So you can't, even if they tell you, well, you know, I'm being beaten or something like that, you got to take, you know, you got to investigate a little bit, because it may just be, you know, little fiblets, little fib or something. So you gotta take that into account. So, all right, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day.